Hello everyone! Today I want to share with you all these new stamps that I have made. If you'd like to see how I made these and figure out how you can do it yourself, then stick around. Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by. So today I am sharing with you how I made these stamps. They are stamps that I made with scraps of fun foam. And here's my box of scraps that I have. Since I make a lot of projects and stuff, I end up with a lot of scraps of this foam, this thin fun foam. And I stick it in this box so I can use up the scraps in multiple projects. And to make these stamps, I really like using the fun foam that has the adhesive on the back, kind of like a sticker, like that. And I'll show you what it looks like brand new. I ordered this on Amazon just for this video so I could show you what a brand new package looks like. So usually fun foam is sold in packages similar to this one. And the one I like to use to make my foam stamps are the one with the sticky back or the self-adhesive. Now, I also make stamps with other scraps of foam that don't have an adhesive. And when I do that, I just use whatever glue will work with the base that I'm using. For these stamps, I made these with scraps of fun foam and scraps of foam core board. Like this. This is a scrap left from a big foam core board that is usually, I think they're like 2 feet by 3 feet usually or so. Anyway, this is a piece left over from a project. I'll give you an idea. And this is a bin I have with all the leftover pieces from various projects. I don't throw this away because of all the stuff that I do find a use for small pieces eventually. And instead of cutting up a huge sheet when I want to make something small, I use the scraps. So basically, when I made these foams, these cost me like nothing because I was using scraps and maybe some adhesive. For some of the foam that I'm using, that the adhesive on it wasn't sticky anymore because it's an older piece, I found that using a matte medium to secure it to the foam core board worked very well. I also used Aleene's tacky glue. That worked very well. So you may want to try different things. So these are stamps that I made to use in a variety of ways. And the way I like to use my foam stamps is I use foam stamps in all sorts of things. I think they're a lot of fun to use when I want to make my own special collage papers or background papers to use in mixed media projects. I like having the stamps that I made myself. It just feels a little bit more personal, and I just like some stamps. I just really like the wackiness of them, and with everything with all the layers that go into a project, and all the layers, they kind of get layered over and mixed up, and you don't even see the original design and in the end, so it works really well. So these are the ones I've made recently out of my scraps of foam core board and fun foam. Now I say lately because I have a lot of stamps that I've made myself in a variety of materials. But today I am showing you the ones I made with fun foam. Now, these ones, let me show you. Okay, these are all pieces. These are all stamps. As you can see, they're kind of like wonky and kind of imperfect, and that's what I was looking for. I wanted the stamps to look like they were handmade, to look like they're my art, they're my design. Even the little fishy one here. So when I use these in mixed media work or making background papers, making collage papers, making art journal pages, I feel that these are really like my signature, my style, because I made these with my own hands. And most of these were made freeform. I may have sketched an idea in my sketchbook. Like, I have a lot of sketches in my sketchbook of ideas for stamps, and it just, you know, I just play around with my pencil and my sketchbook and just go to town. So, oh no, the cat is not included in this. I swear, as soon as I start talking, the cat shows up. Okay. As I said, I cut these freehand. I just had an idea of what I wanted, what kind of stamps I wanted in my work, and I just made them like I saw fit. It's hard to explain. And these other stamps that I have here were made with leftovers from some kits that came from my children's old craft kits, pieces that were left over from kits, you know, where you get one of those fun foam kits where the child follows the instructions, assembles it. Yeah, these were leftovers from one of those kits, and I just used them to make little stamps. This square, I had this left over, and this was also from a kit from when my children were younger, and it was one of those fun foam, kind of like a paint by number, but you stick these little squares, these little foam squares with a sticky back onto a picture to complete it. And we had extras, and I didn't throw them out. I kept them because it's a supply. It's material that I can use in something. And I made this fun stamp here, and it does make a really fun design when it is stamped. Oh, this was also from the children's kit. Little swirly things. These triangles actually, these did not come from a kit. These are the leftovers from cutting out this border that I made. This border is a type of border I like to use in the pages of my art journal when I'm playing around. And some of the triangles that were left there, I made into this little shape. This one is not fun foam. It is a bracelet. It is a foamy type of bracelet, but more plastic. It's very hard to describe. Anyway, there were a set of these bracelets that came in a kit from my children. And I still had them in my stash, and I glued one on this circle because I thought it would be fun to have this zigzaggy kind of circle. So I did that. Now, this one, I actually made a video about making this one to show you, but the footage was all blurry, so that is why I am filming this video again. So I made this one in the video, and this one I basically cut a circle out of foam. I used the lid of my Pringles can, the chip can, to make the base, to make the circle out of the foam core, and I cut it out. And then I used this lid from a gum package. There was gum in this at one point, or Mentos or something like that, and I just used this as the circle that I traced onto the foam to make this shape. And the holes I made with a hole punch. The hole punch was very easy to make, was very easy to use to make the holes in this design, to make this funky circle. This one is basically a circle. There was a scrap circle in my box. I cut it in half and stuck it down this way because I was inspired by something I saw that was like very, to me it looked like 1960s mod style geometric pattern, you know. So I made my own. And then I had another circle that I thought, if I cut it in fours and rearrange the pieces, I get this design. So these were done mostly by playing around. So now I want to share with you how to make one of these yourself. Oh, this stamp, actually, I had this thick foam piece left over. I don't know what this was from. And it wasn't a diamond shape, so that inspired me to make a diamond with some leftover fun foam. And this one was not sticky. This red foam did not have the adhesive on it, or the adhesive wasn't sticky anymore. And I used matte medium to glue the foam to the other foam, and it's worked. It works real well. I had tried with the Aleene's tacky glue, and for some reason it wouldn't hold. But it worked with the matte medium. So that's a tip I have for you. Okay, so let's make another design. So I'll just show you again what I was doing. Now this lid is a tool that I have here on the desk. I use this for so many different things. It's crazy. Okay, I just like this size. It's just so handy. All right, so basically I draw a circle on the foam core sheet, and then I cut it out. Now, I'm going to use the blade. You can use scissors, or you can use a craft knife. So some days I use my scissors, some days I use the craft knife. It depends if my hand is tired, depends what I'm doing. I like to snip off the extra little bits with the scissors. That seems to go faster. But yeah, whatever works. You know, there's no right or wrong way for this. So, and I collect all my little scraps, put them in a trash can on my desk. All right, so I'm gonna make another circle. And this time, let's see. Oh, I have some blue. Oh, this one doesn't have a lot of adhesive on it. Hold on, let me see if I have another piece. I'm trying to use up the scraps before I open my new package. And sometimes just playing with the scraps like this, flipping it around, and so I get inspired to make something. Like I have this shape one here. That might make a fun stamp, but it doesn't have the adhesive on it. Yeah, and it's a little too big for my foam core. Okay. All right, let's see. I was gonna make a circle if I had enough foam. Ooh. So you can trace on the color side or on the sticker side. It doesn't matter really. So I'm gonna trace on the back side, and I'm gonna make another wonky circle. I like making circles. There's so many different kinds of circles to be made, and so let's see what I'm gonna come up with. So this stuff is so easy to cut. Oh yes, Dina Wakley stamps. I was inspired by her set of stamps. She has a set. Yeah, okay, that's right. I scribbled that down. I wanted to make a stamp that would look almost like a netting type of stamp. If that makes any meshy type of, oh, I don't know how this is gonna work. Okay. So I'm gonna cut into this like I would a paper snowflake. So I'm just folding it in half and trying to make wonky shapes. I don't really want sharp edges, but the thing is I'm trying to make a really like wonky stamp for like mixed media making. That makes any, yeah. So I'm not looking for precision here, just looking to make something fun, really mixed media-ish. So make another circle here. Circle there. Another one there. So as you can see, it cuts with the craft knife or scissors. It's not a problem. I want more. I want this to be more open. So basically, the sky's the limit, and this might not look like much to you right now, but I can tell you that when you are making your own background pages, or you're making backgrounds for any type of mixed media work, you work with a lot of layers. So things, the original design gets blended into the piece. So that's why I like to make these funky shapes, and by just going willy-nilly at it, I'm sure that nobody else will have, you know, this is really an original, unique stamp that I'm making. Now, if that is your jam, this is perfect for you. So here I'm showing you that you can use just a regular hole punch to punch through this, make interesting shapes. So yeah, this is gonna be a very wonky looking circle with, gonna look like moldy cheese. I don't know what else to say. And that's great. I like it. So I'm just cutting out those sorts of. This might end up being one, it's either going to be a disaster or it's going to end up being one of my favorites. So you get a glimpse into how I just freehand stuff sometimes. Some of you are probably like screaming at me now, like, oh, don't do that. That looks awful. Or do this instead. Okay. So basically, I've just cut out this wonky shape to make my own mixed media stand. Now I can see, oh, and of course I get a piece of foam that the adhesive was not applied all the way to the edge here. Not all. So, okay, this is what we're going to do. It's sticky here, but it's not sticky there. So, I will add some matte medium. By the way, the matte medium I'm using is by Liquitex. It is something that I like to use a lot in my collage work and my mixed media work. It has great adhesion properties, so I really like it. Okay, so, oops, I'll try to center it a bit more, and there. Okay, so there is my stamp. Normally I would let this set before moving on to the next step, but for the sake of making this video, we're gonna move on. Now, to make a handle so I can stamp with this and not get my fingers full of paint or ink, depending on what I'm using, I take some tape. I just take some regular packaging tape and I make handles for my stamps. So all I do is, I don't know, take about 1.5 times the length or width, and I start the piece down. Cut the tape, kind of fold it in the center there on itself so the tape sticks to itself, and push down the other end, and there we go. We have a super duper cheap and fancy handle. Now, these might not last, and I don't care. If this falls apart after so many uses, I could just make another one. And yeah, I'm just playing around, so I don't mind if this lasts or not. The point here is to use up scraps to make something out of what normally would be thrown out. So here we go. I made this fun stamp for my stamping, my collage work, my mixed media work, and I'm going to show you what it looks like with some ink. I just grabbed a ink pad. This is an old Stampin' Up! Ink pad that I have. It says it's Brilliant Blue. I think it's the craft one. Yep, the craft one. Oops, get my sketchbook out. Sketchbook here. And show you what it looks like. Pretty good. So, since it's the first time I'm stamping with this homemade stamp, it might make a lighter impression. I've noticed that that the impressions seem to be denser after a few uses of the stamp. So, oh, it's not too bad. So this is my funky circle. I don't want you to see what's under here. This is another video to show you, like this one that I showed you from the squares, how this one looks. Because this one is just using leftovers from my children's crafts. See? Ta-da! I got that from the little squares. So I think these are fun, and they will make for some very interesting background papers for my other projects, my collage, my mixed media, etc. And yeah, that's my idea. That's why I'm making these. That's why I was making these, because I thought it would be fun to have something original for my backgrounds. And so that is that for the foam stamp making how-to. Again, this is what it looks like in a full sheet when it's new, the fun foam. And the back is usually white because it has like it's a sticker, just like this scrap I have left here. And foam core board that I purchased. Usually I purchase mine at Dollarama or Dollar Tree. I think Dollarama has it for $1.25 and Dollar Tree has it for $1.50. I am Canadian, so that's why it's $1.50. I'm in Canada. Foam core can be purchased online from Amazon also, I've seen. Yeah, so it's a really affordable way to make your own stamps for yourself, or maybe to have fun with your children. So that's that. I hope you were inspired by this video to look at stuff that you may have lying around your house or that's in your recycling bin. And you can turn it into tools and supplies for pennies for your own creative making, for your art making, your scrapbooking, your junk journaling, card making, whatever. Make your own gift wrap too. There's so many things that you can do with these stamps. So thank you so very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the bell so YouTube notifies you whenever I post new content. And until next time, stay crafty. Bye.